So hi, happy new year, and once again this is Hustle Diva. I know it's been a while, and it's been long I came on this space, and I am delighted. Like, I am so happy to be back, for us to have interactions and discussions on how to better our lives. So welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Hustle Diva, and on this channel I discuss productivity tips, how to make money online, of course, and then I also talk about content creation, because I am also a content creator, and as well as every other thing in between, especially how to boost your YouTube channel, which all of us are in this together as small YouTubers. So on today's topic, we're going to be looking at how to set realistic goals for yourself in 2025. Picture this. You know that over time, I don't know if you're like me, when it is the new year, when it gets to December and it is towards the new year, we begin to write verbose and vague new year resolutions. And at the end of the day, you find out that when we get to the first quarter of the year, we um, we get lost in the tides, we get lost in distractions, and then we forget that we set resolutions, right? By the time it gets to the first quarter of the year. So this is me. I'm not trying to downgrade resolutions that they are bad, no, not at all. But I'm trying to say that there are more realistic approaches we can follow when we set this kind of resolutions or goals for ourselves. So in this topic, let us look at how we can realistically and intentionally set realistic goals for ourselves. So basically, what we're going to be talking about in this topic, in this video, is realistic goal setting. So we're going to be looking at how to set realistic goals for ourselves in 2025. And when I say realistic goals, I mean goals that are going to be backed by actions. Okay. So one topic, or one way we're going to look at evidence-based goals. Rather, it's not just anyhow goals. So we're going to look at evidence-based goals, the little things we can do to ensure that even when we set these goals, we are able to follow them through and achieve them at the end of the day. So first thing is, write your goals down. That's the first way. Write it down. Even the Bible made it explicit that even if you have a vision, you write it down. Write the vision and make it plain. You can't be, mulling over your head. I have this vision, I have this goal, I have this vision, and it's just in your head. It's not on white and black. So a way to easily get you to achieve your goal, the first step is for you to write your goals down. This is, it has been tested and tried. So you write your goals down. What are those things that you want to achieve in 2025? Can you pencil them down? Can you write them down? Goals you have written down, you are 42% likely to achieve those goals. Okay, even if I don't use the word 42%, you are more likely, at least let's say 50% likely to achieve those goals. And when you have 10 items you want to achieve, by the end of the year, and you have 50% done, you have more than half of it done, isn't it? So that is one way you can achieve your goals, when you have them written down. It depends. The internet has made it easier for us. There are apps that you can use to document your goals that you want. A lot of people use the Google Doc. You can use Notion if you know how to use the app. But for me, I have found out that what works for me more often than not is penning it down in paper and pen. I find this very, very, because I relate with what I am writing. Okay, so when I have a vision, or when I have a goal for what I want to achieve for a certain period of time, I write it down. It's easier for me to follow through. It's easier for me to realistically, follow, realistically have that at the back of my mind all the time. Just like this, you have it in black and white. So that is how I write it. I journal it down. I have a book where I write some of these things, and then I follow it through. And more often than not, I also have them pasted in strategic locations in my room, so it comes as a reminder for me concerning that, as a reminder about the goal. So the first step to achieving and setting realistic goals for yourself is writing them down. So the second point, look at your goals, because it helps to keep you in check. So you don't just write them down and leave them. You write them down. You regularly look at your goals. I will come to where you can break down your goals. We will come that in subsequent sessions. But for now, we are just trying to, give you a clue on how to go about your goals. So when you regularly look at your goals, is it weekly? Weekly? Do you look at it weekly? Do you look at it daily? It's more often when you look at your goals daily. So it keeps you in check. There's the burning desire it keeps in you. You'll be like, it's etched in your heart because you have these goals written down, and then you're always regularly looking at it. By the time you begin to put the actions towards achieving that goal, you will unconsciously know when you begin to put actions to achieve those goals. So the second step to achieving your goals is when you look at them regularly. So look at your goals regularly. It keeps you grounded. It keeps you grounded. In as much as I know that distractions will always be there, but when you regularly look at your goals, it keeps you grounded and you're able to understand when you're being distracted. Yeah. So the third way of achieving your goals in 2025 is to monitor your progress. Remember, we came from writing them down to looking at them regularly, and then thirdly, monitor your progress. You can do this with a lot of things. You can set a to-do list for yourself on how you achieve your goals. But let me also advise that when you're setting goals for yourself, set minimalist and I would say do not set don't set too much goals for yourself. I would advise that you set a couple of goals that you know you can realistically achieve, because setting goals for yourself is just not one. Every goal you set for yourself has a multiplier effect. What do I mean by that? Assuming you have an intention, let's say the health bit of your life, you're trying to get back on track, you're trying to get back in shape by the end of 2025. That is a goal. That is one goal on its own. I want to be fit, I want to be healthy, now what are those things that you have strategically outlined under it to achieve those goals? What are the behaviors or habits you're going to adopt to ensure that these goals are achieved? So that is why, if you imagine you now set 10 goals for yourself, and then you have other mini, micro, and major tasks to achieve under that goal, you find out that it becomes very vague. It becomes verbose, and before you know it, you become demotivated to achieve those goals. So I would advise at this stage that you limit the number of goals to probably 3 or 4, and then outline them, strategically how you can achieve those goals. So the third bit of how you can set realistic goals for yourself is to monitor your goals. So for whatever goals you have set for yourself, ensure that you have you have them monitored from time to time to ensure that you're not off track and you're in line with what you want to achieve for yourself. Now the fourth bit of your goal setting and how to achieve your goal in 2025: visualize obstacles and plan. Now, I'm not trying to be negative here or trying to make you feel like you're likely to fail, right? But this helps you to prepare in case of eventualities, so that you can be able to plan yourself. That's like you visualizing obstacles. So these are likely to happen. Okay, assuming I am a young YouTuber, we know that this terrain is not easy for us, right? So you visualize that there are times when you will not have the energy to create content. There are times when you could be demotivated. There are times when there may not be light. So that helps to keep you in check, and you know that, okay, what do I do at this time? How do I mitigate these issues when they arise? So you have to put that human element into your goal setting, so that you'll be able to understand that these things do happen, and then when they happen, what do I do in that situation. So that will ensure that you are intentionally focused on achieving your goals, and that will also help you to ensure that your dreams, your goals, your aspirations are in check, so that when obstacles come, when distractions come, when challenges come, in as much as they try to overwhelm you, you have a way, you already, because you have already visualized like what's the worst thing that's going to happen in this, what's the highest thing that's going to happen. You've already thought about the worst possible outcome, and then at the end of the day, you find out that no matter how much it tries to overwhelm you, you already have a way to fall back. You have that resilience to fall back whenever you feel. So that's the fourth step to achieving your goal. The fifth and final step to achieving your goals, tie them to an identity. And when I say to tie them to an identity, what do I mean? I have come to realize that when we make these goals, we don't put ourselves in the goal. We just make it look like somebody's going to do it. Who is that person? That is you. So when you begin to set goals with the intention that it is me, I am the one that is going to achieve this goal, I am the one who is going to do this. Assuming you'll be like, I'm going to write a book. You're not seeing yourself as the author of that book. But the moment you see yourself that I am an author and I will be the one to write this book, and I will write a book in 2025. So when you begin to see yourself in that line of, you're not just a robot. You're not a robot setting a goal. You are a human being. You are you. You are. I am. And then you begin to attach identity. I am going to achieve this in 2025. That gives you an inner strength. That gives you begin to see yourself in that situation of achieving that goal. And then you are most likely to achieve that set down goals. So in summary of my topic today, which is a very short one, we have looked at 5 major goal setting tips that will help you in 2025 set your goal. First of all, I didn't say you should ditch your resolutions. I only said that there are better approaches and there are better ways to achieve your goals. Whether or not you set resolutions or you set goals, all of them are targeted at one position, and that is for you to achieve a particular vision. So if you have a vision for yourself in 2025 and you want to achieve them, I only suggested that we look at goal setting, which is more realistic and which is more achievable. Which realistic, you ensure that they are achievable, and then you intentionally begin to build that person that sets that goal. Because there are micro habits you have to adopt. There are micro habits you have to adopt. There are resilience you have to build in case of challenges. So these things begin to prune you and make you the better person to run with that goal. So I never said you should ditch your resolutions. I mean, when I remember the way I set resolutions, previously, I laugh over them, because by the time we get to the first quarter, I'd forgotten about my goal. It's just there written down, and nothing to back it, to back myself to achieve that goal. So the idea is for us to have realistic, attainable and achievable goals for ourselves in 2025. So in summary, we have looked at the first one is write your goals down. When you write your goals down, you are more likely to achieve your goal. The second one is monitor your goal. The second one is look at your goals. You don't just write them down and then you ignore it. When you write them down, you take periodic trips to where you have written it down. Either you have it on black and white, or you have it on your Google Doc. You take periodic trips, travel to where you have your goals, and ensure you look at them from time to time. I will always encourage you, if you can't do that, If you can't do that daily, I will encourage that you look at your goals. Realistically, look at your goals twice a week. Twice a week. That puts that goal in your mind, and it puts that burning desire to want to achieve that goal. And then see, life begins to bring those things. God begins to bring those goals. By the time you begin to walk in that direction of your goal, you won't even know it. So it is always good that you have them. You have to always look at your goals, because it also fits your subconscious mind, and then indirectly you begin to tilt towards that goal, and then achieving that goal is the next step. Then the third one I mentioned is for you to monitor your goals. Monitor and ensure that I am in line with this goal. I hope I haven't veered off my goal. I hope I am in line with this goal. That's the third one. Now, the fourth one I had mentioned was that you should visualize obstacles. Very, very important. So you visualize obstacles, and then you know how to mitigate them when they come. It's just like you trying to prepare your mind against any other eventualities that will come. That's not to say that you're being negative. That's just for you to prepare yourself. Now, the fifth item I mentioned is for you to tie your goal to an identity. An identity. Tie it to an identity. It helps you to personalize your goal. You wear it like a cloth, and it is you. You see yourself in that picture. It gives you a morale boost to achieve your goal. And that's the end of my video. I hope that all of us, our goals in 2025, we achieve them one after the other. And I also hope and believe that I'll be more regular on this space to bring you more energizing and productive tip on how to move ahead with your life, and how to build your personal brand and build your content journey. And that's all for now. I'll see you in the next one.